episode of the Dangerous Divas podcast. It's your favorite coach, me, coming at you today with a pretty good episode that I think you guys are going to like. We're going to talk about macros versus calories, because I've been asked a lot of questions lately about calories and macros, so I figured I'd make a podcast episode about it and really explain it all and break it all down properly. So sorry. So first of all, let's just talk about calories. Calories are a unit of energy. This is how we measure how much we're putting into our body, right? And then macros, which is the short for macronutrients, are similar to calories, but they are measurables unit of energy. Does that make sense? So calories are a unit of energy and macros are within those calories and they are measurable units of energies. So macros or micronutrients are broken down into three fundamental nutrients for our daily consumptions. And you've probably heard of them, but I'm just going to break it down. Protein, carbs, and fat. Protein, carbohydrates, and fats. All of that added up together, okay, equals your daily calorie intake, okay? So if you add every single one of the protein that you eat, all the carbs that you eat, and all the fats that you eat, you have your total daily calorie intake. Now your body needs a certain amount of each macronutrient to fuel your workouts and repairing muscle and literally just survive, right? So that amount is not going to be the same for everybody. So please don't ask me how much I'm eating. That's why I don't share this on social media. I do not share how much I'm eating a day because I don't want you guys copying what I do, because the amount of calories that I eat is going to be different for every single person. There is no right or wrong number. It depends on you. It depends on your past. It depends on your goals, what you're trying to achieve. It just depends on a lot of things, right? If you could count just calories and have 2,000 calories a day, that's really great. But it could have no nutritional values, right? It could literally be, if you're eating just pizza and ice cream, it can literally be like just carbs and sugar, right? Like it has no nutritional value to it. So let's just say that micronutrients are like pieces to a puzzle, right? Think of it as a puzzle, right? For your body. And in the best results, it is important to make sure that you're getting every single one of these tools it needs. So carbs is good for energy source. Yes, eat carbs. There's so many people out there that will tell you to not eat carbs. No, eat it up. You will be fine. It is very, very important for energy source. Number 2, protein. Protein are your building blocks, growth and repair. Protein is everything. Okay, you need protein to be able to have a sustainable lifestyle. And then the third one is fats. Yes, do not take out fats out of your diet. It's super important that it's in there as well, because it gives you that energy reserve and absorbs vitamins. So at the end of the day, you can see results from doing both, 100%. But you're most likely going to see results by paying attention to your macronutrients, because your calorie intake, like I said, could be wasted calories, right? But your macronutrients are broken down into the things that your body actually needs. So remember, the macronutrients are counted together and added up together equals your daily calorie intake, right? So if you're going to focus on counting your macros, make sure to don't go over them either. If you're going to go over them by like a couple grams, then it's totally fine. But don't actually go way over them, right? So why should I track my macros? Then I get a lot of questions. Why should I track my macros? Well, first of all, it's going to teach you a lot of things with your diet and the way that you live in general, right? You're going to learn how to read the food labels very, very well. You're going to learn how to properly read nutritional values, which is super important. It's the back of every single one of our foods that we consume. You're going to learn about portion sizing, which is the most important thing. So that eventually you won't have to count macros. We're not going to do this for the rest of our lives, but you'll know how much to eat of what because of portion sizing. For example, I know that if I grab a protein intake, the palm of my hand, and the carb intake, My protein intake is my entire hand. My carb intake is the palm of my hand. And in fats are only gonna be my thumb. I know that if I do this for every single one of my meals, my macronutrients are on track without even counting macros, right? But I need you to learn how to do that and not just do what I do, because I'm on chapter 10 and you're on chapter 1, right? So, and then another thing with tracking your macros is that you're gonna learn the effects of each food group it has to your body. And that is different for every single person, right? For me, chicken is not being digested very well, so I have to adjust. For you, it might be something else, but you don't need to do it. But honestly, it is super extremely helpful, especially if you just started your fitness journey or you're slacking a little bit in terms of your nutrition. It's gonna help you stay on track and keep you accountable to it, and you'll have an idea of like what to eat, and then eventually you'll just be able to do it on your own. So remember, calories are units of energy, and the macronutrients are most important. They're your protein, your carbs, and your fat intake added up together, which is your calorie intake. So at that point, I want you to figure out your maintenance calories. There's plenty of calculators online. One of them that I like it's called If It Fits Your Macros. You could go on there, figure out the maintenance calories, and it will tell you exactly what kind of macronutrients, how much macronutrients to eat. And then from there, you can go into a calorie deficit, or you can go into a surplus depending on what your goals are. But figure out your maintenance calories before you do anything else. All right? Let me know if you have any questions. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for listening to the Dangerous Divas podcast, and I'll talk to you guys in the next episode.